Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Stormworks. In this one, we got another really fun one for you. We're working on our micro carrier again, and yeah, guys, you saw that right. We're going to be working on our catapult, and no, it's not going to be rocket powered. So definitely stick around. I'm going to explain a little bit how I do it so you guys can kind of follow along and build one if you like. But in the meantime, if you guys like the build series, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate all the support this build has been getting. You guys have been crushing it lately, so big shout out to you guys for that. Thank you very much. But yeah, guys, this is the catapult, so we'll get right into it. And just kind of for reference, what I got going on right now, this is literally just a sliding rail. All that is right now. So you guys missed a little bit of it. It's just a sliding rail. But it will be powered by winches, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, I'll let the build roll for a little bit, and then we can talk a little bit. All right, so you see a little bit more of what I kind of am going for here. So I'm gonna kind of explain mechanically how the catapult is working, and you'll see me, it's not complete right now, so you'll see me in the video kind of work on these things as I talk about it. But basically what we're gonna do is these two winches right here are going to go through these pulleys and back to that little orange thing, which I'm gonna call the shackle for the purpose of this video. But it's going to go back to that shackle, and that shackle rides on a sliding track, and that keeps it in line. At the end of that sliding track, there's going to be a shock absorber to kind of make sure that nothing breaks. And that was honestly the trickiest part of doing this. So you guys, if you make this yourself, kind of just note that slowing the catapult down is also something that you need to worry about. But yeah, so what is essentially going to happen here is there's a hard point in the rear of that shackle that locks into the deck. And when it is not locked, the winches are going to let the ropes go down so they're not in tension. And then a powered track base is going to pull the entire thing all the way to the rear until it locks in place. Once it locks in place, there is an electrical relay that gets switched off, and that is what's powering the electric or the power track. So the reason that turns off is so it doesn't produce any like friction or anything like that. So we remove the power, and then it's all down. All of the power from this catapult is just down from the tension of the winches. So when we release the hard point from the back, it shoots straight through forward towards the pulleys, and that's where all the power is coming from. And really, the big thing with catapults, guys, is going to be how much weight can you pull, not necessarily how fast is it, because the idea of these things is you need to take something that is not moving at all to moving very quickly in a very short span of time and space. So you get a big heavy plane on there, it doesn't matter if it goes really, really fast. If it's weak, it's not going to be able to pull that thing fast enough to let it fly. So definitely I would be more focused on the power route of things than the speed of the catapult. But yeah, so this is more or less how it's going to operate. It's just going to operate off winches. And because I'm using a relay, this is, again, one of the reasons I always tell people don't leave infinite electricity on in my creations. If you do, it will work. What's going to happen is the catapult's only going to be like half as effective, because what's going to happen is the powered track that brings the shackle back in and locks it in place to launch another plane, it's going to keep its power on, and it's going to continue getting a signal of 0 with power, and technically that's going to give resistance to the entire system. But yeah, so that's just kind of a basic overview, and you see that we kind of got it kind of working for now. I'm going to remove the ramp, and then we're going to work more on how planes are going to mount to it instead of just this one silly little connector that's not going to keep anything in place. So we're going to get rid of the wall, and it's going to be using a hard point and a distance sensor to kind of set the release point for the plane. And then after that, I'm going to make a little deck, almost cupola module that you can kind of sit in and operate the catapult from manually, as well as it's going to be another one of these things that's going to be operated with the handheld remote. And the reason I'm doing that is actually, I think it's a pretty good reason. That's so you guys can stick any plane on this and then just switch over to the handheld remote, launch the catapult with that, and that way you don't need to modify your planes or anything. Don't need to add a radio or anything like that. Yes, hi cat, hi. My cat says hello if you guys can hear that. But yeah, so that's our overview of the catapult. I'm going to let the build roll a little bit more. We're going to just kind of polish it up a little bit, and then I will come back with you guys. Okay, so that is just about most of the building we will do in this episode. And we will, as usual, kind of circle back and detail this stuff up more. But in the meantime, this little cupola module that I was calling, let me correctly refer to, is a bubble. So if you look at most aircraft carrier decks, this is something they have. It's kind of like a very short little window that people can stand in and look down the deck, and it lets them sit under the wings and control the catapult from in front of it. So it gives them a pretty good vision of the deck and whatnot. But I thought this was a really cool little feature and space that I wanted to have in the carrier, and it's not necessarily needed, especially for something this small. Probably don't need an entire room dedicated to it, but I really wanted to have this room because I think it's going to be really cool for gameplay and how it feels to explore the ship and check things out. But yeah, so right next to it there is going to be also a little deck, but we're going to come back and redo this. I don't like how it looks now. The window is going to mostly stay the same, but we're going to improve the visibility later and add some switches and just kind of make it look a lot better. But you guys will see that in coming episodes. In the meantime, that was pretty much our catapult build. And if you guys really want, if there's enough suggestions, maybe I'll make a dedicated tutorial video on the catapult. And just kind of let me know down in the comment section below. But I can definitely circle back to that and kind of show you guys more in depth how I did it. But for the meantime, this is about everything we got for today. So thank you guys very much. I really appreciate the support as always. If you did like the video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.